Hello, interwebs. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about alignment. I I've used like the law, chaos, and neutral alignments. I also used the one that was the figure of 9 that you see right here. I guess it's really 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. True neutral in the center. That's from first edition Dungeons and Dragons. I tend to look at alignment as kind of a flexible thing. But that is difficult to see. You can watch Professor Dungeon Master, Dungeon Craft. He kind of goes through it. These are just visual cues I use, and I am really putting this together for campaigns that I run that I can send my players to come take a look at this, even though it's all on my webpage. So if you ever want to see like an actual printout, you can show your characters, actually playing characters. If you go to drduick.com and there's an icosahedron. Oh, it's not where I want to go, but let's drduick.com. If you come here and then this is, I'm a teacher. So I use this as instructional stuff for teaching students, and especially when we start playing games. This is called the alignment system. Anywhere you see a little video link, that means I have attached the videos to explain these things if you think the kids aren't going to read through it. If you want to teach kids how to play RPG games, it's a really nice way of kind of just sending them here, and then you can click through with them at another time as a refresher. That's how I use these things, right? So this is how alignment works for me. There's 3 actually used in Swords and Wizardry. That's my preferred game of playing for various reasons. Easy one to learn on, and the action is pretty quick, and kids tend not to get bored and stuck in the minutia. So, and you can see my other videos that might explain that more in detail. So let's talk about the law of neutral and chaos theory, right? There's only 2 player character choices in my games, neutral and law. Some people like to play chaotic characters. When you're playing with basically kids, I'm talking kids under 18, high school kids, I would avoid chaotic characters. I would avoid chaotic neutral characters. You might say, oh, they need to explore this concept. It always ends badly. Every time I've done it, they go off and they're trying to steal from each other, fight each other, argue with everything. I'm saying, well, this is a violation of alignment rules, and I have to get into the whole thing, and I got to pull out teacher mode. But my advice to you, and take it, don't do it, whatever, you might be successful with a chaotic campaign. I think the concept, it's cooperative play, and that is lost when people become chaotic. You can't rely on the playing characters to do what they're supposed to do and to react the way they should, right? So I track their alignment, and I let them know when they're making bad choices. And I'm going to show you how you do that. And this is sort of, like I said, some of this is straight out of Professor Dungeon Master. I took it, adopted it, loved it. So I guess it's a testimony to him. So this is my layout. I go from -5 to +5, -5 being chaotic, and these are only NPC characters, lawful characters. It can be anything but druids, thieves, and assassins due to the nature of their, career choice, right? And you cannot be a neutral paladin, cleric, or ranger based on the fact of who you are as a person, your morality by which you play the game. So let's take a look at what are good deeds and bad deeds. And he does this, and I'm just kind of reiterating this. If you do things to protect the wheat, forego rewards, spare the enemy, help NPCs, donate to charities, all positive things. And the benefits, and this is where people kind of do things better. Increase hit points during clerical healing. I give them a +2 or something like that, or +3 sometimes, 1d6 +3 or 1d8 +3, depending on what healing potion or spell is being used. And it influences 3d6 skill checks. I might say, wow, really impossible task. It should be 4d6. I'll just make it 3d6 below your strength. There's some kind of payback for being good, which is how reality should work. And there should be, if they do something spectacular, I do sometimes give them experience points rewards for these things. Evil deeds. Now, these characters, like I said, it's a sliding scale. A lot of them, it's to stop the murder hobo conquest. It ruins the game, I think. Murdering NPCs, threatening people, killing prisoners, demanding rewards, not protecting the all these things that you see. There's a list, obviously. You could click through it, but the idea is like, are you a good person? And this is the one that curtails their behavior the most, is that you're not going to get clerical healing from a lawful cleric if you're a horrible person. Why would their deity bless you and heal you? It doesn't make any sense, right? I haven't done so much as enemy the land hunter for reward. In fact, they kind of stop here, right? And this becomes enough of a deterrent for behaving that way. So I'll give an example and I kind of put it where it's on the scale. So Volta is a neutral fighter. He's done 3 negative things to affect his alignment. See, 1, 2, 3, he moved back from 0. He killed an NPC in a bar fight, stole a horse and a wagon from a town from a poor farmer, and tortured and killed an unarmed prisoner. That might actually get a 2 jump. But anyways, like he goes back to 3. Let's say you're just arguing with a goblin and you just kill him, right? So his alignment has moved from 0, which was neutral, down to -3. He does 2 more negative things, his character becomes an NPC, and he has to make a new character. And some kids, they're very antagonistic. Boys tend to be like this more than girls, honestly, because it's the frontal cortex development, and they have to learn what their actions add up to. And in the same regard, because he's -3, he has an issue with healing spells from a good cleric. So Ellis, he's my cleric guy over here, tries to heal for 1d8. So he does not, because he's 3 back from 0, he gets -3 hit points to the total, or possibly no healing at all. So that's an indicator you're on the wrong path. Seems to work fantastic with kids. Another one, Blackleaf, he's neutral, all right? Or actually she is. Neutral assassin. She stole a horse from wagon. She accidentally killed an NPC in the tavern because of a critical fail. She had no remorse, laughing at the victim's children. However, she's actually on a quest with Ellis to steal back a relic that's needed at the temple. So this is where you have to do adjudicate understandings with things. You have to try to decide, is this overall theme, is this character living up to its career choice, which is an assassin? However, it's been hired to do something. So it's hard, as long as you can validate this. Because of her just cause, whenever Ellis tries to heal her for 1d8, she receives no penalty because she's working for the religious order. Now, keep in mind, this has to do a lot of DMing. This is where you have to do rulings, right? And not so much rules. You have to decide the character's within, it's behaving properly for what it's supposed to be doing. Here's Gladrell, right? She's a wizard. She fights Laura. She accumulated to +5 and saintly in the eyes of the party. She's always doing the right thing. So when she casts spells, so sometimes I make them roll just to see how effective a spell is. That's, once again, a Professor Dungeon Master thing from Dungeon Craft. He does a great job. I sometimes do it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes, if they have to find out how many characters they sleep, it's 2d6. I might say, well, it's 2d6, but you get a plus whatever. They can get a bonus based on behavior. So once again, you're controlling, when you DM for children, like I say, children is really the key here. When you're talking about middle school kids, I work from 10-year-olds on up. And when you're playing with them, you have to show cooperative play is the key to enjoying this game. Second thing is that all your actions have like sort of a reaction to it. And if they think that they're doing the right thing, you can get right behavior out of it. Some of it is, like I'm saying, it's really hard. I think one time I let kids just do whatever they want. And at the end of it, I said, there's not a bigger lesson here about teamwork. So that's kind of what this is about. Dungeons & Dragons is always about kids that normally don't get to be the hero get to be the hero. So all alignments and consequences or benefits are at the discretion of the dungeon master. Keep in mind that you're always in control of these things, and you can decide who gets what and where. Okay. And with that, thank you for your time, and hopefully you can use this. Like I said, you can use this link and talk about it with the kids, saying you're in a classroom setting or you're just doing it at home and you want to show, hey, let's just go through alignment. This will only give us a try. I'm saying it does work. I've used it, and you don't have to be mystical about the whole thing. You just come out and straight. And it may be worth your while to actually have a chart and let people know where they're going. The only problem with letting them know is that then they can say, oh, I could do 2 more bad things before I get in trouble. No, you never know. I mean, it's one of these things like how much you want to play your cards out. It's entirely up to you. So with that, interwebs, I hope you have a nice day.